Hi, I'm Samuel Malisi and welcome to the channel. And today, before I get started, I would like to say this. I don't hate The Chosen. It's more or less, I like the show, it's just that there's a theme brewing in the show that I feel needs to be addressed, and it's honestly pretty concerning, because even though I know that this is not biblical, there's going to be some green Christian that's going to see this and think it's a lot more legitimate than it is. And the theme I'm talking about is it's of pain and loss. I'm referring to two scenes come to mind. As of recording this, only 4 seasons are out. And there have been 2 things that have had portraying like some kind of pain as a good thing. It's when Jesus refused to heal one of his disciples. I think they called him Little James. And the other one is where Thomas's wife, another disciple, or his fiance, I don't remember her name, she got a stab wound and Jesus didn't heal her. And I'm going to talk about these reasons, and then I'm going to talk about why they just are a load of baloney. The first one of Jesus not healing his disciple, this one was weird. Basically it happens when Jesus sends his disciples out to try and spread the good news about God. And he was like, "You've given us authority to heal people?" And he's like, "Yes." "Well, why should I? I'm injured." And then he asked if he wants to be healed. He said yes. And then Jesus is like, "I would heal you, but you can't represent limp people anymore." That's a bit of an overgeneralization. His exact words were something like, "I can't heal you because if I do, you can't say, despite being hurt, I still worship God." And the problem with that is, why heal anyone then? Why doesn't he just leave everyone sick, blind, or deaf, and then they can say, "I worship God despite having so much misfortune on me"? That's the thing, because when you say something like that, you don't end the debate, you start a debate. And I bring this up because there's quite a few people in the church that actually think like this, that think this is to show how the glory of God, but they don't understand every time Jesus talked about an injury or an illness, anytime the Bible ever speaks of those things, it's always in a negative way. So I can't see God wanting to use this to bring out his glory. If you personally think that it can be, please do feel free to leave a comment, but keep in mind, keep it biblical. I don't want to hear what your crazy theory or what your pastor said. I want to hear what God says. And the second scene is just disastrous. Something I want to add before I get into the death of Rama. Yeah, I looked up her name. That's her name, Rama. The stab she got was not fatal. Okay, I'm going to show it on screen now, and I'm just going to circle this area here. That should be where the stab is. And anyone can tell this was not her heart. This is either her kidney or, worst case scenario, her stomach. Neither are a fatal wound. If left untreated, then she could bleed out, but this doesn't explain why they wouldn't have just, been like, okay, if Jesus doesn't want to, heal her, why don't we just run to a doctor and just try and get her stitched up? This is something I noticed while I was editing the video, so that's why this is kind of like out of the blue here. I was throwing this together, and then when I saw this, I was like, huh. this looks weird. So I quickly just wanted to throw this in here because it's something that really bugs me and shows a lack of care in the whole scene. Well, back to the main video. It's basically, there was a kind of a thing going on in the town square, and then Thomas's fiance gets a stab wound, and then, you know, he's like, Jesus, you've healed a lot of people. It's a stab wound. Please heal this. And he's like, I'm sorry. I can't. And he's like, why? Because I'm not Jesus. I'm a guy pretending to be Jesus. Okay, that's putting it harsh, but that is essentially what he said. He just said, I can't heal her because... He doesn't really give an answer in the show. It just says, he's just saying because things happen. And to be honest, if you're asking me why the show did this, it's because they wanted Thomas to go on some character arc of loss and mourning, but this scene does not fit in the... It does not fit here because it just doesn't make Jesus look good. Because if you read the Bible and you saw The Chosen, you would know Lazarus' resurrection is coming up. And it does come up towards the end of the season. And it's ruined. I can't even watch it because the thing is, when you watch them trying to resurrect Lazarus, you're not thinking of the miracle or someone coming back to life. You're only thinking, what's Thomas's reaction going to be? And more importantly, what are they going, was Jesus and the 12, well, the 11, going to say to Thomas? And he just regurgitates, in all honesty, the same thing. God has a plan, and I guess it was hers to die. It doesn't sound like somebody consoling a loved one or somebody like trying to help someone get through it. It sounds like a preacher that like is talking to a family and is like sweating that they're gonna leave the church or something like that. And that's what I wanted to get at. That I feel like this was just a lame excuse just to go on some character arc of loss. Jesus never denied healing anyone. And it's not in his character just to abandon someone in need. I know some people are going to be saying, but Sam, John the Baptist, yes, Thomas's fiance is a fictional character, but John the Baptist was a real person, and Jesus didn't do anything to save him. I talked to some people about John the Baptist, and the common consensus I got about that was because although he didn't want him to die, he had already fulfilled his mission. Like his mission was to pave the way for Jesus. Jesus essentially had his way paved, and John did it. Thomas's fiance, I don't get the feeling like she had fulfilled her mission. As I said, it feels like they just had this idea of taking him on a character arc of loss, and they thought it would be really good. Maybe some people really enjoy it. I personally feel it's just dumb. Well, thank you for watching. If you disagree, fair, and if you want to debate what I'm saying, do leave a comment, and I hope to see you next time.